she wanted to eat breakfast, lunch, and dinner. When I say that to my daughter, she was like, "You had a nerve of her wanting 3 meals a day."
You got issues?
I know the feeling.
Mine did that too. I had to sign back in.
Did your mom stay with you?
She don't stay with me. I'm the
You're the one.
96 and I'm it.
You're the one.
The rest of them, well,
Same with me.
What?
I was the one. Like,
It's not done yet.
I take my mental
He's running.
acuity breaks.
very good
Yeah,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah, he is.
People don't know. My sister
Some people
Bobby
don't know.
Man, that drives me crazy. I hope he wins too, cause I'm not a super big fan of the board. No, he's running for a county commissioner.
Good, how are you?
County commissioner
She
is a
said,
joke.
only way she'll
Hey, good sister.
request another class.
It'll be a good race. I hope you.
I thought it was a bad day. So I tried again.
I think so.
Is that who she said?
Oh wait, no, actually, probably
All
not.
right.
Hello, how are you doing, dear?
Good, how are you?
Like this chair is like a dang, like a semi truck.
Are these new?
I think they are.
Did they say we
Or they
getting
moved
new
them around
television?
from somewhere or something.
She said rumor had it.
Ah,
They didn't want to confirm my deny.
well, I need one. Mine is ridiculous. Ridiculous.
Oh, that's my computer.
It's all good. This is only one dude, and it's basically the same thing, and they're basically not even really doing anything.
So, you know, you get all the premium stuff.
Child, I got somebody's way left
Who
over.
has number 8? What number is yours? 3? Somebody had number 8. It keeps popping up on my screen that I signed in at number 8. And asking me, was it me? No, it wasn't me.
No, it's not me. I don't remember my password.
I hope so.
Oh, Lord. I think so. I'ma see. I didn't forget it. So I don't have to rummage through it. What's today's date?
Let's see.
7, I think.
There was one,
Yeah.
Item on the agenda.
and it took forever too. Well, they were modifying a code. Well, because
Oh, I
they
think
just
to
said, hey,
ride
we're
by
gonna, they basically
place
made it more
that's on the
specific.
agenda tonight.
Oh, yeah, it's
Down.
down.
Because it was
Is it
very
down?
general, and the applicant was like,
It's down there,
what do you know,
where that flea
put the
market.
camera in, you
Oh.
know.
Well, not the big flea
And so,
market.
we were doing
Starters.
one song and dance.
Okay, you
I know
come up in
Starter.
the gas station?
They basically just said,
The last
At
meeting we
Burger.
had,
The guy was here.
So it's just about a block away from there.
no,
Okay.
nobody. I'm just like, dude, we've been talking for 20 minutes, right here.
Cheerleader, dance,
Well, I just
kind
mean,
of
it
thing,
really
one
wasn't a big deal,
side.
but they were just really
It's got a little
concerned.
storage facility right there.
You know, liability.
And then right is that
If we just
place
have
that
video
is
camera,
that
then
tar or whatever.
blah, 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 blah. You know, they're basically just putting
I
in
know it would kick me
a,
out.
like a plate reader, which is, which is typical, yeah. Well, it's just because it's a little bit more, especially for the city, like if you.
Not to write tickets though, right?
No, just to, like for security. Like if there was an incident, then you can come back and check it out. But the problem is, like if it's a camera, and then, you know, and then it goes down, and then somebody gets killed, okay, well, is somebody liable because it wouldn't work? Yeah, or whatever, so. It was a long song and dance, and it eventually just boiled down to, okay, it's free.
Good, every time I turn around, somebody's voting for something and like, go vote.
got put in on the special. Oh, okay. Because, what's his name retired, and then she had a drama, and she's, the Supreme Court hasn't officially removed her yet, but they're going to.
They need to,
There's several, there's 2 or 3.
no, it's just one running against her. Valerie Bye
Yeah, Ms. Dye.
is the only one running against her.
I see those signs.
Yeah, we had a forum last night.
I'm off my soapbox. Good evening, and welcome to the City of Douglasville Planning Commission meeting. I am Francisco Artley, the chairman of the Planning Commission. The other members of the Planning Commission are Keith Burnett, the vice chair, Natalie Fegan, Nathan Zachary, Joy Bates, Ralph Benton, and Mark Van. The staff members are Shayla Reed, Community Development Director, Miranda Jordan, Staff Attorney, Marissa Jackson, Planning and Zoning Administrator, Dana Gray, Senior Planner, and Chelsea Tubbs, Planner 1. There are a few protocol items I need to make you aware of before we start the meeting. Please listen closely on how tonight's meeting will be conducted. Keep your comments and presentation on a professional level, dealing with the facts that are important for this commission to make its decision. We will not accept comments that are considered by the chair to be a personal attack on any individual or group of individuals. You will receive a warning from the chair if you deviate from this requirement. A second deviation will result in a request for you to leave the meeting and the premises for the evening. Refrain from any applause or comments from the audience. Only one person will be talking at a time, and all comments will be made from the podium after the speaker has been recognized by the chair. Please direct all comments to the chair and the commission, not to the audience or the staff. Please do not applaud or react to the speakers. Speak from the audience, cheer, carry on a conversation with others in the audience, or disrupt the order of this meeting in any way. Be aware that these hearings are not a debate or an opportunity to ask questions which must be answered by any individual tonight, but are merely an opportunity to present information to the commission. Other than the applicant, no person may speak more than once. The applicant may reserve part of their speaking time as a rebuttal and may speak next and last and may use the entire 20 minutes allotted for the pro side of the application. Other than the applicant, no person may speak longer than 5 minutes. If you have a cell phone or any other electronic device, I ask that you either power them off or put them in silent mode. If anyone wishes to speak tonight, please fill out a form available on the table up front and hand to the staff before approaching the podium. After the case is called, we will hear next from the staff regarding any relevant information to the case. The commission members will be free to ask questions at any time before voting on the project. Following the applicant, anyone who wishes to speak for or against the project or just ask questions will have an opportunity to do so. The city ordinance restricts each side to a maximum of 20 minutes, or time may be waived at the discretion of the presiding official. If questions are raised, we may ask the applicant to speak again. Afterward, we will call for a motion and a second, have any necessary discussion, and if the matter is not tabled, we will vote to recommend approval or denial of the application. This commission is only a recommending body. The items will be heard by the mayor and council whether we recommend approval or recommend denial. Unless tabled, these items will be heard by the city's mayor and council at their legislative meeting on Thursday, May 16th, and then voted upon by them at their meeting on the following Monday, May 20th. The first item on our agenda is to approve the minutes. Is there any discussion for the minutes from April 2nd?
I move that we approve the minutes from April 2nd, 2024.
All right, do I have a second? Second. All right, all those in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? All right, the minutes are approved from April 2nd. Is there any old business? All right. Our new business. The first case is item 24-147. Hold a public hearing and consider a request for a change in zoning from PSP, Public Semi-Public District, to HI, Heavy Industrial District 4, plus or minus 2.526 acres at 1435 Municipal Parkway in Land Lot 735, District 18, Section 2, parcel ID is 0735182017. Applicant by Craig Wire Products, and staff will now present the item. Marissa Jackson.
Good evening, Marissa Jackson, Planning and Zoning Administrator, 6695 Church Street. The applicant has requested a rezoning from PSP, Public Semi-Public, to HI, High Industrial, for a development of a wire manufacturing facility. There is an existing structure there, but the PSP zoning district is reserved for public services and amenities. We believe that the parcel was previously owned by the Development Authority, so that might be why it had the PSP zoning. The new user is Craig Wire, and they're also a similar wire manufacturing company to the one that was there previously. And since there's a new user, they're initiating the rezoning to heavy industrial. The site is bordered by other industrial uses, both on the city side and the county side adjacent to it, and it's not expected to have any adverse, effects on the neighboring properties.
All right. Are there any items, are there any questions from the commission? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Will the applicant come forward and state their name and address for the record? Tell us what you intend to do on this property.
Evening, Joe Fowler, Post Office Box 49, Douglasville. Hope you're doing well. Let me introduce Mr. Brett Portwood. He's the plant manager for this company. They're the current owner of this property. They're seeking the rezoning, as was just explained, on this property, plus a variance you may have noticed. I know it's not this one, but Mr. Chairman, may I discuss both of them at one time? It's pretty bland, actually.
Is that fine with the?
What they're seeking to do is
Okay.
to raise the end of the building, the easternmost 50 feet by up to a total of 60 feet, essentially 30 feet above the existing roof line. More about that in just a moment. And you may also have a plat in your property that shows that. Up until 2 months ago, when this property was bought by our client, it had been owned by the former entity Electrical Fiber Systems. That's an Australian company that relocated. They had been in that location for more than 20 years under that designation that you just heard, public, semi-public. I believe part of that was because the Development Authority acquired it pursuant to an industrial revenue bond many years ago. That entity used the facility for manufacturing, insulating tapes and wires, and insulating cable. And then also interesting, electrical fiber yarn, but he can discuss that more if you're interested in it. It's bounded on the north up Municipal Parkway by 4 heavy industrial parcels of just smaller than ours. This is just 2.5 acres. The others are 2 acres each. That to the north as you go toward industrial access on the same side of the road. Across the road on Municipal Parkway, rather, it's bounded by 9 parcels, each zoned heavy industrial, varying from 2 acres to just over 8 acres each. So it's a heavy industrial area. Craig Wire Products has been in existence for over 17 years, formerly in Temple, now in a location on Shaddix Industrial Way, which is off Industrial Boulevard, somewhat beyond the Denice buildings, if you remember that. They require a second location, and in this space, they will be manufacturing wire as they currently do there. They currently have 69 employees. They expect with this site in a couple of years, they'll add up to 30 additional employees. The reason for the expansion and the variance is there's a procedure by which they suspend wire from the roof and it drops down 50 or more feet. And both that and the other services that are performed there can be explained by Mr. Portwood with your permission, Mr. Chairman.
Yes.
On the variance, I will note that you have probably seen in your book, it's the profile of what it looks like from the side, and it is in the elevated portion where the wire will be suspended. Ms. Bo-
All right. I can take all night. My name is Brett Forward, Craig Wire Products. I'm the plant manager. Any questions regarding to the process that we're undertaking in Municipal Parkway?
Are there any questions from the board for him? I think mine was by raising the roof. Well, that's the variance over there. It's kind of,
This is separate.
yeah, we got to do these separate. It's kind of hard to talk about each one.
We could vote on them separately, we could talk about them.
Okay. Is it going to affect anything else? I mean, when you raise it, is there anything above where you're talking about, I guess, going from public semi-district to heavy industrial, and then on the other one, you're talking about raising the roof. Is it going to affect anything above it when you?
No, the roof height's going to be raised, as Mr. Fowler was explaining. In that portion of the building,
Right.
we will be installing vertical ovens. And part of the process of magnet wire is we coat it with a liquid polymer, pass it through the ovens to bake out, and multiply that up to 9-10 times through a particular oven. So the height of the oven is critical in the curing of the product for winding wire for heavy industry. That's the portion for the raised roof. The rest of the facility, we are intending to put in different types of copper forming equipment, different to what we do in Shaddix Industrial. It's a relatively new process for us. So that's the expansion that we're looking for to increase volume and profitability for Craig Wire Products.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
What's going to happen with the existing structure? Is it going all the way down and going away, or are you just doing a rehab on the existing structure and messing with part of it, or what's going on with that?
The municipal, the rest of the structure will be utilized. I'm not sure if I brought a layout, but that part of the building will be insulating horizontal lines installed and copper forming and aluminum forming machines will be placed in there. So the whole floor space will be utilized.
So you're basically just installing equipment and stuff and the remaining, and then that part of the roof, you got to raise it up a little bit to make it work. Is that basically what you're saying?
Correct,
Yeah.
to accommodate vertical machines, yes.
I have a question, and I really don't know how to formulate it, so kind of bear with me.
I might not be able to answer it, but listen to me too.
Does manufacturing this type of product cause any pollutants to the environment, to air or water or any ground, anything like that?
Our current location, to answer your question briefly, yes. Our current location in Shaddix Industrial, we do have EPA permitting, stormwater permitting as well. We have on the vertical insulating lines, dual catalyst systems. We have to record that monthly. The EPA does spot visitations to make sure we're in compliance. And we do submit monthly, bi-monthly, yearly reports to the EPD, Georgia Department of Natural Resources.
I didn't have time to look this up, and this is for staff. By changing this to heavy industrial, if we change it to heavy industrial, and they decided to move, what else could come into that area? What other types of businesses?
So that would be based on the use table. So it would be anything that's allowed as a heavy industrial use in the use table. Right off the top of my head, there are some manufacturing users and other things in that table, but it would be based on the use table. There are some things that are allowed in heavy industrial by special land use permit, and then there are some things that are automatically entitled, but it would be based on the UDO.
Okay. All right. Are there any other questions? All right. Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of this project, ask questions, or make other comments? Please come forward and tell us your name and address. Is there anyone who would like to speak other than in favor of this project? Please come forward and tell us your name and address. All right. Is there any need for any further discussion? Do I have a motion regarding this application?
I'll make a motion to approve item 24-147.
Is there a second?
I'll second it.
All right. All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye, nay, I meant.
The motion passes and the application is recommended for approval and would be heard by the mayor and city council on Thursday, May 16th, and then voted on their following meeting on Monday, May 20th.
Thank you. Good night.
Oh, we still got to do the second
Yeah, you got to
item.
do the second.
Second case is item 24-148. Hold a public hearing and consider a request for a variance from section 5.05B of the Unified Development Ordinance to increase the maximum principal building height from 50 feet to 60 feet on lot of plus or minus 2.526 acres at 1435 Municipal Parkway in Land Lot 735, District 18, Section 2, Parcel ID 073518200017. Application by Craig Wire Products. Staff will now present the item.
Hello, the applicant has also requested a variance. The request is to increase the maximum height in the heavy industrial zoning district from 50 feet to 10 feet. The applicant needs the additional 10 feet as part of their operation, and we are not anticipating that the additional height would have an impact on the environment or any of the adjacent parcels.
Okay. Any questions for staff? All right, thank you.
Thank you.
Will the applicant please come back up and state their name and address for the record and tell us what you intend to do on this property?
Joe Fowler, Post Office Box 49, Douglasville. Nothing to add, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, thank you. Are there any questions from the board? All right. Is there anyone who would like to speak in favor of the project, ask questions, or make other comments? Please come forward and tell us your name and address. Is there anyone who would like to speak other than in favor of this project? Please come forward and tell us your name and address. Is there any need for further discussion? Do I have a motion regarding this application?
I'll make a motion that we approve item number 24-148.
Is there a second?
I second.
All in favor of the motion signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Okay. The motion passes and the application is approved, recommended for approval.
No, you have to vote.
We have, mine's not popping up.
Oh, it's three.
So we're good? Okay. All right. I thought I heard two names. Two opposed. All right. Four. Yep. Okay. Oh, it's okay. Yeah. The motion passes and the application is recommended for approval, and will be heard by the city's mayor and council at their legislative meeting on Thursday, May 16th, and then voted upon by them at their meeting on the following Monday, May 20th. Thank you. Are there any staff reports?
Hello, we have no staff reports at this time.
All right. If there is no further business, then I say we adjourn.
Boom.
And I will see you June, when's our next one? June 4th.